Welcome back now. Stop whatever you're doing for a second. Imagine sitting down to lunch tomorrow for a feast of succulent roast chicken served with a delicious potato and shallot mash and some steamed green beans. Does that all sound good? Well, it probably sounds better when Jean-Christophe Novelli says it. Go on, JC. Say it. Tell me about this dish. A succulent...
Poulet rôti.
Oh, perhaps not. OK, well, let's run through the ingredients you've got.
Right. Well, basically, I'm just going to make a simple roast chicken served with some mash. I have this beautiful piece of chicken. Look at this.
This piece of chicken is a label anglais.
It's so athletic. It's extraordinary. Poulet anglais. Is it a way of saying to the French, look what we can do? Or
yes, I don't know why we call it label anglais. I call it English chicken myself, but it's one of the finest chickens you can get in the country. It's basically, it's free range from 5 weeks, not fed antibiotics. It's slow growing, so it actually develops some bone marrow in the legs, and it gives much better stock and things like that.
And more flavours.
And more flavour.
What I have with me, Anthony, I've got some onions, lemon, garlic, thyme, and bay leaves.
Bay leaves.
And the idea is to do the same way, roasting the chicken, like anything else, but I want to put a little bit of twist, is to introduce lemon to the onions. Therefore, what I've got here, basically, is some kind of before I start, I'm going to make some marinade, which chopping your onions in quarters or whatever, then put them in a bowl with some thyme, some garlic, a bit of bay leaves, and the trick is adding some lemon.
Okay.
Therefore, I'm going to roll up the lemon just to make sure I can get
the juice out.
The juice out very nicely. And surprisingly enough, mixing lemon with onions. Have you seen that before?
I haven't seen that before.
Oh, thank you very much.
I like the way you did that delicately to start with your little finger out, and then you got really butch.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't try that. Now, the idea is all about combination of flavors, I guess. I think the cooking is one thing, but I think mixing flavors is the most tricky thing about cooking. Now, the most important part of the cooking is now, with my French, lovely, large French hands, whatever you call it,
fingers.
is to massage the breast, to make sure we're dealing with some serious pieces.
Okay, fine.
Now,
fine.
what I want now is to put my finger... Let's be serious, I'm sorry for that. Now, what I want to do is to introduce this, which now has been infused with the lemon.
You're going to put a bit of olive oil in there.
A bit of olive oil, and the most important things too is the seasoning.
A little bit of
salt and pepper. Now I'm going to crush the garlic to make sure I liberate all the little piece of globes.
Liberate. You French are very fond of your liberation, aren't you?
Especially on the 14th of July, yeah.
Exactly.
Now, what I want to do is to create some kind of a pocket. Before this part is very important. You actually put your finger, don't be scared, because actually, with the quality of the chicken, the skin will resist, and that's the great thing. Not just the flavors.
Stronger chicken, stronger skin.
Now, I'm going to introduce the onions.
Okay, so we're pushing those under the skin.
Which has been, as I said, once again, kept with lemon. And the lemon is going to start to infuse obviously the onions, the herbs, the garlic, and also, before all, the chicken breast. Now imagine.
I am. This is fascinating stuff.
I'm going to put some herbs now.
Now, will those onions cook in there, yes?
Right. Now, this is going to stay like this, yeah? What I want to do now is some kind of I'm going to give you a tip. Most of the time you have some roast chicken, people tend to overcook the breast and undercook the legs. Therefore, I'll give you a tip. What you need to do is to use a big knife. And you see the joint here, which is basically here. You just have to break it like this, yeah?
Okay.
I'm going to turn it over, sorry. Take it in the middle like this.
If you run your finger down there, you'll find the joint.
Absolutely. Now, what's happening is you're opening the legs in half, basically, yeah? And this will allow... Like this way.
Some heat to get into the bone.
That's right. Now, I think the mistake people tend to do is to over-tie the chicken, like it's compressed completely. And
you have to tie it at all?
You can tie it up just in order to keep the shape.
Okay.
Because I think there's still...
It's aesthetics, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's some kind of a sexiness and beauty behind that. I'm sorry, but it is.
Sorry.
And I just want...
Just don't worry about that too much.
Oh, really? Where are you from? Exactly. Now, what I want is to make sure the next stage is using the same container. And you can see is I've got a lemon which I pricked about an hour ago and kept in a salt.
Okay, so a little bit of the liquid comes out.
That's right.
Shall I get rid of your bed of roots?
Please do, yeah.
Excuse me, I'll just...
So you're trying to rush myself?
No, I was just thinking...
Am I getting overexcited with your chicken l'anglaise, à l'anglaise?
Now, yes.
I've kept some oil with the onions, some thyme, and a little bit of garlic. And the idea is, once again, is to introduce everything in a cavity.
Yeah.
Okay, with, against a little bit of lemon. Now, what I want to do is to introduce some lemon slice.
Yes.
which I've incorporated with a little bit of sugar. Therefore, the sugar will give that amazing glaze.
That's lovely.
And that's what you want, basically, yeah? Now, thank you for doing this.
Was that okay? Was that
Fantastic,
perfect?
that's right, yeah. Therefore, we're going to use the shallot later for... Now, the chicken goes in with a little bit of olive oil, and that should be going in the oven for a good 40...
And that sugar will give it a lovely sort of glaze,
absolutely.
won't it? Yeah, okay. So how long would that cook for? An hour? Or?
If you give a good 40, 50 minutes, that will be fantastic.
Okay.
Now, shall I help you?
I'm fine. Sort of. Now, what's next?
Now, what we want to do is something which is... I'm going to move this away. Sorry for the noise.
That's okay.
You can see I'm a little bit messy because I get overexcited.
Yeah.
And I wonder why.
Yeah.
Now,
You just wash your hands?
I'm just finding... I just did it, by the way. Every week he does the same. Eric, come again.
Eric,
now, what I want to
again.
do is to take my chicken out. And before you start mashing the mash, I want you to look at something which is absolutely fantastic. Look at this. When I meant putting sugar into the lemon, I meant something which is very special. It's because the sugar, once again, is going to start to extract more flavors. And look at this. The juice and the oil is coming off from the chicken, and you get that beautiful smell. Oh, look at this, and the color. Okay?
I can see that smell.
And don't forget, because the lemon tends to be quite sharp, with the sweetness, it's going to mellow it, yeah?
It's going to mellow. Okay, now, how about what we do with this mash?
Take me seriously.
No, I think this is smelling gorgeous.
Okay.
It looks gorgeous.
Now, what I want to do is to ask you to crush not
those.
to mash.
Okay.
This is hot.
Lovely.
Now, you notice I kept the baby potatoes with the skin, because I believe, especially when you're talking organic, the skin will allow a lot extra flavors.
So they're cooked till you can just crush them
Absolutely,
like that,
why not?
Okay.
Well, you're paying for the skin, why don't you keep them? You know?
I agree.
Now, I'm going to keep this beautiful piece of chicken. Look at this. I mean, I will be annoyed to carve it.
Would you?
Now, another thing that I wish to explain is...
Look at that.
It's another trick, by the way.
Yeah.
What you want to do is to use the oil from the pan.
For the mash.
If I may do...
Yes. Just tip.
Because I'm just about to burn myself. Okay, here we are.
I'd hate that.
And you can see the oil, instead of using cream, butter, or anything unnecessary. So,
That's okay. We want those, don't we? Shall I put those?
Yeah, please. Now, the idea is to mash up everything. Look at that, the skin is coming off. And you're basically using, look at this, all the onions, the shallots.
Lovely.
Absolutely fantastic.
And we've got a sort of extra roasted onion on the flame here.
Yes, this is for the barbecue style, for next summer. Now, look at this. Perfect. Now, the idea is to mix everything together.
Squeeze the garlic out.
And can I explain, and can I show you how to make the quickest gravy ever? I know you might burn yourself, but then again, you can waste them. We only have, a short of time.
Taking the garlic out. So.
Thank you. Now, the same for the garlic. You can press it, take the skin off.
Yes.
Now, if you want to make the perfect gravy, it's very simple. You need to put your roasting tray back on a ring.
Yeah.
And all the residue, which has allowed the chicken to caramelize, and also to make that lovely color. We're going to keep it on the ring. And what's happening is we are basically creating some kind of caramelization. Now, I'm going to use some dry white wine.
We need to get that gravy on and quickly.
I'm going to be very quick, not too much. Let's evaporate the alcohol, of course. Okay. Let's flambe it a little bit.
Yes.
Now, if you want to...
I put a dollop on here?
Please do. Shall I carve the chicken?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to use a different knife, of course. Now, do you like the wing or do you like the...
I'm a leg man myself.
Oh, you are. It's funny. Same as me, by the way. Now, you can see the leg is nice and cooked. There we are. Now, I'll tell you something just before. Obviously, I'm over-exciting. I think I'm a little bit...
You were just upset about having to carve it.
Tipsy about the wine from the fantastic organic wine we just had. Now, I'm going to give it that lovely piece of legs.
We can have a bit of breast as well. I'm sure Kylie might like.
Now, what I want to do before we finish is to reduce the sauce, the gravy, add a little bit of olive oil, and that's it.
And that's it?
Correcting the seasoning.
Okay, excuse me. I'm just going to take that.
You want some breast?
I think a nice little slice of breast would look quite nice, don't you? I'm just going to pop that on there.
Now, what I've got on the side is some French beans, nice and crunchy.
Crunchy beans.
And beautiful green, look at this.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Little
are.
French beans. We like that. And some gravy. Or jus.
The jus, which is natural. There's no need of stocks.
Yeah.
And it's coming purely from the center.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
JC, what a chicken.